So to remind everybody, here in February of 01, ECW circling the drain, and of course, the WCW promotion is about to hit the iceberg about a month after this. We're coming off of Royal Rumble. We just saw Steve Austin win the Royal Rumble match that guarantees him a world title match at the upcoming WrestleMania 17. And of course, there he'll be challenging whoever the world champ is. And tonight we're going to find out, will it be Kurt Angle or will it be The Rock? This show drew 15,223 fans, 13,119 paid a total gate of $683,955, another nearly 130 grand in merchandise, and 590,000 buys on pay-per-view. Boy, this is the heyday of WWF business, is it not?
Yeah, and comparing it to what we talked about recently here on the show, or some of those WCW, that Phoenix pay-per-view, Wrestle War.
Yeah.
What 3,800 people or something.
Abysmal.
Yeah, and it didn't make enough money to pay the ring crew. This was more delightful, quite frankly. It's fun to work for a full house. Yeah, try not to linger on that topic because there's nothing we can do about it right now with the COVID issues as they are. Even though we're doing pretty good on our live nights there at Daly's place in Jacksonville, here in Jacksonville. So yeah, it was a good house. But look, Austin was back.
That's exactly right. He came back in October after being out for almost a year. He had that major neck surgery. He's obviously set up for another big run. And you're just about a month away from what most people consider to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time, WrestleMania 17. Where is that on your list, Jim?
As far as my favorite WrestleManias?
Yeah.
Oh, it's top. I can't think of one I like better. So it
go.
may be number one, but I can't think of any that I liked better. The WrestleMania 9 event was not as good an event, but it was more memorable because it was my first one.
Right.
For WWE in 93. So that's always going to be memorable. But as far as start to finish, WrestleMania 17 is going to be really hard to beat. And that's a good topic for online discussion and questions and answers and things of that nature, because there's an argument that can be made for other WrestleManias that were really good shows. But for me, 17 was special because of the locale, Rock and Austin, you know, the McMahon, Austin heel turn, all that stuff, the TLC match, a lot of things on there. You know, when you got a match on the card that has Undertaker versus Triple H, and it's not a quote unquote featured match, you know, this card has got a lot of good quality depth.
Right.
That's just kind of what you're always looking for. So I think 17 is going to always rank there with me. It's going to be in the top three, and it may be number one.
Well, and it's going to be number one on your player when it comes out on March 25th. Mark your calendar, boys and girls. We are going to cover that WrestleMania. We'll also hit WrestleMania 20 this year. So lots of fun WrestleManias coming your way. Let's talk about some other news and notes as we head into the show. We just mentioned ECW is going out of business. Well, the WWF has signed one of their Impact players. Just incredible. Meltzer would write, the World Wrestling Federation has seemingly opened the doors and changed the equation as it pertains to the future of ECW. Polacco, 27, one of many ECW wrestlers who had gotten in extreme financial straits because of being behind in pay, as well as high medical bills when his wife gave birth, under the impression that an ECW deal included health insurance, some major pressure to make sure there was some sort of move for his future, and what he was seriously contemplating getting out of pro wrestling. The news of his signing, as well as word getting out the WWF was having negotiations with Tajiri and Rhino, neither of whom have signed at press time, changed the equation from recent weeks, where the WWF said they wouldn't take ECW talent until Paul Heyman's situation cleared up, not wanting to ruin a potential sale or television deal for him. Heyman has been offered a job to write TV with the WWF, but he has not yet accepted that position, et cetera, et cetera. So lots of rumor and innuendo about ECW going down, and now all these talents maybe having discussions with you guys. How do you remember those three coming to be? Did Just Incredible call you? Did you call him? Did Heyman intervene? What do you remember about that?
It seems like I hired Just Incredible at the urging of some of his buddies.
Yeah.
And as you said, he was the key thing. PJ was not a bad worker.
And only
whatsoever.
7 years old, which is
He's 27.
Yeah.
I like that. But I don't remember who turned me on to Tajiri. The first time I saw tape on Tajiri, I loved him.
Right.
Because he had great intensity. And, we talked about that Japanese ladies match on Wrestle War.
That's right.
And how the women's tag match picked up when the kick started falling.
Yeah.
Stiff. Got everybody's attention. Ooh, oh. And I think that's a Tajiri reaction. He worked very snug but safe. And, of course, then Rhino was just a big, rugged, to me, he was a prototype rugged heel. And both those guys had good locker room decorum and had no blemishes on their background checks. They weren't dressing room lawyers. They were not, just miserable people to be around there. Tajiri's one of the funniest guys I think I was ever around. And Rhino was just reliable as the sun coming up and the sun setting. He just was, and he was believable. So we never planned on either of those three being headlining a WrestleMania, but we thought that they could help add some depth to our card and some new matches. They had the abilities to work with anybody. If we wanted to go over, they could and know how to do that. If they need to enhance somebody and do the honors, they were very proficient in doing that as well. But the one thing about our situation and all those ECW guys, every ECW guy I hired complained about the pay situation, late, unknown, whatever. And, so everybody complained about that. That's a great thing about coming to WWE at that point in time, and now today too, for sure. The money's there. So anyway, that's how that worked out. But they're all three really good talents. I use a baseball analogy sometimes. They may not hit cleanup for you, but they're really good having the lineup at the bottom of the batting order because they could deliver. And sometimes the bottom of the batting order needed to step up and deliver.
We're helping people save money at SaveWithConrad.com. And with all the economic turmoil going on the last few weeks and all the uncertainty it brings, here's one thing that is certain. Your home is still worth more than what you paid for it. According to the Zillow Home Value Index, the value of your home is still going up year over year, which means you're most likely sitting on untapped equity. Did you purchase your home or refinance it a few years back and got one of those really low COVID interest rates, and now maybe you're worried about giving it up? Well, here's something to think about. While the interest on your mortgage payment is low, the interest you're paying on your credit card balances is most likely wiping out those savings and then some. So what's more important, clinging on to that low rate or saving money each month? Let's talk about using the equity you've built up in your home and rolling all that debt into one lower monthly payment. Someone who just did that was our man Andrew, a maintenance worker in Tennessee. He needed to pay off some debt, and he needed to get a new roof and some new floors for his home. So instead of taking out more debt to do these upgrades, he came to SaveWithConrad.com to use the equity he's built up in his home and do a refinance. SaveWithConrad.com helped him accomplish all of those upgrades he wanted on his home. He paid off his debt, and now he's saving over $400 a month. He even got to skip his next 2 house payments. And you can do it too. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com and let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no cost and no obligation. And if we can't help you save some money today, we won't waste your time. It doesn't cost a thing to look, and you've got nothing to lose except some crazy high interest rates on those credit cards. You know you can do better. Start saving money today for your family with my family at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender.